Hey, Amar. Nice to see you
Hey, Nicole.
today. I'm really glad that we have the time to talk about MapSwipe in 2025 and all the cool things that happened this year and get to celebrate a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's get this started.
Let's get it started. So the first thing I would love to ask you about is the back-end revamp because some really cool things happened this year that are going to make things a lot easier for a lot of project managers. So can you tell me a little bit about it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So one of the reasons the backend revamp happened was for the project managers to be able to create projects easily. So we made a lot of changes. We revamped the back end. Previously, the project managers did not have a lot of flexibility when creating projects, but now they can do a lot of stuff, including editing the text of the projects. The project creation steps are a little bit easier. We have also increased and improved the developer experience as well. So yeah, overall, the focus of the backend revamp was to make sure that the project manager experience is enhanced, and it also has created the foundation in such a way that it is now more stable, and we can now add a lot of other project types because we have a new backend. It also has allowed us to communicate with the users in a better way, such as the users can now receive error messages. We also have integrated the Slack notification system, which has helped users notify whenever there is a project created, whenever a project is completed, and overall, it has been a great journey. We have also worked a little bit on creating documentation and have now documented a lot of the steps that the project managers need to follow. So yeah, overall, I guess good for project managers and overall better for the MapSub ecosystem.
That's amazing. I feel like that's going to be really helpful for the community for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And also this year, the MapSwipe community started having a monthly tech call, which is brand new.
Did.
Can you tell me a little bit about this?
Yeah, so the need was identified when we had a MapSwipe gathering in Belgium. So the need was identified by the developers, especially the technical people. So we had a lot of organization who were contributing to MapSwipe. For example, HiGit is always doing a lot of experimentation, and Toggle Corp, being the technical maintainer of the MapSwipe, had also been doing a lot of their own technical implementation into MapSwipe. And a lot of the times, what happened was the technical people, we did not have a way to communicate amongst each other, share knowledge about MapSwipe as well as overall developer experience. So the need was identified that if there was a dedicated time slot where all the technical contributors of MapSwipe would come together and discuss problems, share their findings, share knowledge. That would be extremely helpful for the tech team and overall MapSwipe ecosystem. So that's when we decided that it was time that we dedicate a separate hour every month where all the tech people who are interested can join and then share, ask questions, give ideas, share ideas, ask for a lot of input in a lot of aspects. So that has been working fine, and it has helped a lot from technical standpoint. So yeah, it has been extremely helpful.
Yeah. It's nice that the people who are into the technical side of MapSwipe have a place, like a dedicated
Mhm.
space that they know what time is going to happen, where everything can come together. Because otherwise, I think in volunteer projects like this, it's really easy for like not to even realize that somebody doesn't know something. So
Yeah.
that's super
Right.
cool. I'm really glad that happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I also want to know about various project types that were created last year and sometime before last year as well. So can you I'm interested to know a little bit about some of the project types. For example, can you tell me a little bit about the view streets project type?
Yeah, absolutely. So this year was a year for MapSwipe where quite a few different project types that had been in development or had been in development in at least in the idea form in the last couple of years really started coming to fruition. And one of those project types is the View Streets project type. So this launched earlier this year in March of 2025. And this is a little bit of an experimental project type, you could say. It's actually only available on the web version of MapSwipe at the moment. And this is a project type where volunteers using MapSwipe actually are able to look at images from street level to then indicate some type of aspect of the features in that image. So for example, volunteers could look at images and indicate something like, is the road paved? Or not paved, or is there something visible in this image? So for example, solid waste, can you see piles of garbage, things like this. You can also use it to indicate what type of a feature is in the image. So for example, is this building a hospital or a school? And it can also be used for things like, what is the surface quality of the road? So it's a really interesting project type to be able to remotely view places of the world as if you were there on the street to validate as a remote volunteer features that you can only see as if you were there.
Do you know, is it, I know it's already in production, right? Are people
Yeah.
using this specific project type already?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's
It's
pretty
very,
good.
very cool.
And I guess you were also involved in, I think the ideation of the completeness project type. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the completeness project type is another project type that launched this year in the MapSwipe community, really recently, actually, just like 2 months ago, October 2025. And this is a project type where one can look for the absence of OpenStreetMap information. So historically with MapSwipe, a lot of the project types have been looking for something, right? So you're finding something. You're like, is there buildings in this image or is there roads in this image? But the completeness project is more or less seeing an overlay of existing OpenStreetMap information on top of the imagery and then being able to indicate where the gaps exist. And then once the project type is completed on MapSwipe, this information can then be pulled and put in something like the hot tasking manager to then get those gaps put into OpenStreetMap in like an organized way, which is really helpful because it's been historically quite difficult to kind of find where the data isn't, right? It's very easy to query for something that is, but for something that isn't has always been a bit more difficult. So very excited about this project type and to see where it goes in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell a little bit about assess images project type as well? Because I guess this is something that I am really interested about because I know that it has a lot of use cases. Even for someone like me in Nepal, I believe that we can also use this project type. But can you tell me a little bit more about this?
Yeah. So the Assess Images project type is also a brand new project type at MapSwipe, launched about the same time as the Completeness project. And this is a project where volunteers can look at a series of images and then indicate if something is actually in that image. So for example, it could be like, is there a stop sign in this image? And then the volunteers can indicate that, yes, no, unsure. But what can also happen with the Assess Images project type is that there's the option for a project manager to upload an additional folder of information where they can describe what is in the image, and then the volunteers can indicate if that's true or not. So I think it has a lot of interesting use cases, especially with like machine learning objects and things like that. Because this project type is so new, brand new, I think we're going to kind of begin to see over time, like what its use cases can be and how it can grow. But I'm very excited about it, and I think that it just kind of opens the door to like the different types of things that MapSwipe can do.
Yeah, thank you for answering all those questions. I'll take a pause here and maybe let you ask me a question if you have any.
Yeah, I do actually. I have an amazing question for you. So this year we came to agreement within the MapSwipe community about what the maintenance for MapSwipe can look like for the next couple of years, and I'd love to hear a little bit more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the maintenance, so Toggle Corp, as you might know, has been the maintainer of the map site for the past couple of years, and it has been going good. But this year, I guess, one thing that has changed is we have increased the maintenance duration from 1 year to 2 years. So it has a lot of advantages from Toggle Corp's point of view. So increasing it by 1 year gives us a lot more time to plan the routine maintenance of the system, the routine upgrade of some of the components of the system. It also help us to align the roadmap according to the maintenance duration. So that's helpful. It also actually reduces the overhead for the management of the MapSwipe ecosystem. For example, the governance team has one less task now to do in a year. So instead of every renewal every year, they can now do renewal every 2 years, right? So that has I guess reduced the overhead for the governance team as well. Um, but one of the main thing is it's important for us uh, to to manage the knowledge of the system. So it gives us ample amount of time to document, to archive all the important information, and then to, if needed, pass the knowledge to the next maintainer. Because 1 year was too short of a time, but 2 years gives us enough time to do that as well. And it also has a lot of other advantages, such as timely bug fixes, regular updates, enhancement, regular communication with the community and stuff. So yeah, it has uh, been a great year from maintenance point of view, and I believe the decision to increase it from 1 year to 2 years has a significant advantage from technical standpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also provides some security for MapSwipe to kind of rest and grow and think about things like big
Yeah,
ideas.
absolutely.
Sweet.
Cool. I think we did not talk about two more project types, Nicole. So uh, I remember you mentioning the Panoramax View project that
Mm.
you're involved in. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, about the future of MapSwipe.
Yeah.
So the Panoramics project type, it isn't its own project type, but it is connected to the View Streets project type. So the View Streets project type at the moment, the imagery that's used in that project type comes from a product called Mapillary, which is a tool that people can use to upload imagery from street level. So for example, you can like get in your car or get on your bicycle and take continuous images and then upload those. Anyone can do it. And so right now that's basically like the one option that is available in the View Streets project. But the community really wanted to expand that and have other options. And one of those options is a project called Panoramics, which is like the open source version of Mapillary based out of France, but anyone can host their own instance. And so the community has been working over the last few months to figure out how that can happen. It's very, very close to being launched. It will probably be launched in the first quarter of 2026. And then, yeah, basically it's just another cool option, open source option to look at imagery from ground level in the View Streets project.
And it's available on Maps of a Web, right? To
Yes.
start with.
Yeah, because that's where the View Streets project is located. It's not currently in the mobile version. Good question. Yeah.
Sounds good. And how about the conflation project type?
Yeah, and the conflation project type is something else coming up in the future in 2026. So this is a project type where volunteers will be able to analyze existing OSM building footprints with another building footprint's data set. So that could be any data set. And there's two ways this project can go. So the volunteer either sees an image with one footprint overlaid over a building, and then they can indicate how well that footprint aligns with the building in the image. Or they might they might see an image with two different buildings, and then their position is to indicate which of those fit the building better, or none of them do. And the important part is that the volunteers are not going to know which data set is the OSM information and which is the other building's footprint data set. So essentially, it's a way to compare like kind of the gaps in both of them, and how to make basically a more comprehensive database of building footprints. And this project type, which I believe will be launched as well in the first quarter of 2026, also kind of opens up a lot of ideas about how we could use this for other things. So for example, validating maybe machine learning building footprints and things like that. So I think it's going to be really exciting, even just as itself as a project type, but also the possibilities that it opens. So very, very excited about that in the future, and yeah, looking into 2026 with MapSwipe. So yeah,
Yeah,
how
yeah, exciting time.
exciting.
Yeah.
Amar, I'm so glad that we got to talk today about all the cool accomplishments that the community has done with MapSwipe in the last year, and yeah, just really taking a moment to lay them out and celebrate them and talk about it, and yeah, moving forward into 2026.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for including me in this talk. So it has been wonderful talking with you, and I really look forward to 2026.
Yeah, see you in 2026, Amar.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.